My name is Rabbi Brian Field, and I stand here on the shoulders of two of my teachers. The first is Rabbi Arthur Waskow of the Shalom Center. The second is Rabbi Michael Lerner, the founder of Tikkun Magazine and one of the founders of the Network of Spiritual Progressives. Their teachings inform what I want to share with you this evening. This past Monday, 50 days after Passover, Jews celebrated the holiday of Shavuot. On Shavuot, Jews celebrate God's revelation of the Torah on Mount Sinai. And we read the biblical story of Ruth. What does the biblical story of Ruth mean for us, all of us, today? Ruth is a foreigner, but not just any foreigner. She is a Moabite, and because Moabites had once refused to help the wandering Israelites, Moabites were forbidden to enter the Israelite community, even to the 10th generation. Yet, that was not what happened here. Ruth was welcomed onto the fields of Boaz, who made sure that even this suspect and illegal foreigner had a decent job at decent pay. But if Ruth came to the United States today, what would happen? Would she be admitted at the border? Or would she be detained without a lawyer, without access to medical care, without access even to her mother-in-law, Naomi? Would Ruth have to show a green card before she could get a job gleaning at any farm, restaurant, or hospital? And if no green card was being offered, would she be charged as a criminal for having no valid papers? Today, in the United States, some of us are strangers like Ruth. Some of us are prosperous citizens like Boaz. In biblical Israel, everyone was entitled to decent work for a decent income. In biblical Israel, everyone, even especially a suspect immigrant from a despised nation, had the right simply to walk onto a field and begin to work.
That's it.
Now, by the end of the biblical story, Ruth and Boaz fall in love and are married. But they ultimately become, and this is interesting, they become the great-grandparents of King David, who in turn is the ancestor of the Messiah.
Yes.
So listen to this biblical value. A stranger and a solid citizen got together and helped make the possibility of Messiah, helped bring the possibility of a world of peace and justice. So that's, I think, what we learned from the story of Ruth today. So I joined We Believe Colorado because we as a society have fallen away from biblical values. The values exemplified in the biblical book of Ruth. Loving kindness, generosity, human dignity, the right to work for a living wage, the protection of the vulnerable. I stand with We Believe Colorado because, like the ancient author of the book of Ruth, I believe that whether we are Israelite or Moabite, whether we are Jewish, Christian, or Muslim, whether we are religious or secular, that it is only when we cross our faith and cultural boundaries and join with each other for the common good, then we, like Ruth and Boaz, can be ancestors of the Messiah.
Yes.
We can bring a society and a world of peace and justice. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum, peace and justice to us all. It's now my opportunity, my honor, to invite representatives from other endorsing organizations to stand and to identify you and your organization's name.